Hey everybody, and welcome to my in5 series where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. And today I just want to kind of talk about my, I'll say, studio setup here, my reduced studio that I talked about in the previous video, what I've done, maybe get into some of the decisions why I made them, and kind of where we go from here. So the first thing you'll see is the MPC Live here. It's pretty front and center and is the main setup for kind of controlling all of the MIDI at this point. So it's probably going to do a lot of the heavy duty sequencing. Great, good sampler. I really like it as a sampler. You make drum kits and key groups and all kinds of fun things with it that you can do a lot more complicated than with the SP404 Mark II. But that does not mean that this is going anywhere. I am still happy to take questions, comments, and things. It will provide more content as it comes up. So yeah, feel free to reach out. Also, if you're wondering, I've got a camera kind of, as you can see, I'm looking right into it. I don't know that I'm going to keep this or not. I just figured I'd give it a try. So if you like it, give me a drop in the comments, but it's going to take me a little bit of practice to remember to keep eye contact with a camera and not also always be looking down at things. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And maybe you guys hate it and I'm like, whatever, I'll get rid of it. So anyway, that said, I've got the MIDI output. You can't really see under here. I'm kind of looking on the OBS screen. Kind of hard to see, but I have the MIDI output and input connected from the MPC to the SP404 Mark II. This will allow me to send BPM and transport control data so that I can keep things in sync and trigger stuff on the SP404 Mark II. Absolutely no problem. And this will kind of keep everything in sync so I can use the SP404 Mark II as an FX loop if I'd like to and do all kinds of fun things with that. And yeah, that'll be cool. So I can get into the settings for this in the future. I know I've talked about it a few times in the past, but we'll keep going over it from time to time, make sure people know how to do that. And the other MIDI output that I have is actually going into, it's off screen, but I've got a MIDI breakout box for the guitar pedals so that I can get reverse mode C, mood, and at this point, lossy to be able to be in sync for clock. And this will just allow us to do some fun things like run effects that will be in sync, like delays or other things. And yeah, I look forward to being able to kind of do some of those fun things and use MIDI to automate things as we would like to on the guitar pedals. So further, I've got, you kind of see under the cardboard here, I will get this replaced at some point, but I just trying to test out the studio, so didn't want to invest in or spend the time building out some wood stuff. But I've got outputs here on the MPC. Outputs 1 and 2 are going into the TX6. You might barely be able to see the LEDs lighting up over here. I can see them just fine, but the lighting and everything makes it a little bit harder. But yeah, I've got the outputs 1 and 2 going into this TX6 so that I can adjust the volume and do EQing as I'd like to. Outputs 3 and 4 on the MPC are going into the inputs on the SP404 Mark II. And then I have outputs 5 and 6 are going into the OP1. And this just allows me to route audio around from the MPC fairly well so that I can get it to different devices if I want to either record things or add effects through them pretty quickly, pretty easily. So far I've been pretty happy with that. I just have to probably need to write this up or draw a picture that I can post up on the someplace for people to see what I've done here. But it's been working pretty well so far for me for recording things and doing effects and all that fun stuff. Next up, got the SP404 Mark II. And as I said, the MIDI in and out are connected back into the MPC. I've got the inputs are coming in from 3 and 4. And outputs are going from the MPC into, or the SP404 Mark II, excuse me, into the TX6. So you might actually be able to see both are lighting up. The reason why is if we go back to sampler and turn monitoring off, it's actually, what I've got the TX6 doing is sending audio through the auxiliary port so that I can get into the guitar pedals. That's how I'm doing that, is just routing it from aux. So if I assign something to aux and turn the volume down, we're still sending the audio, but at the moment it's currently routed into the guitar pedal. If I want to hear it though, I can turn up the mixer. And we've got this off, so it's not going through the Akai MPC. Cool. And if I want to, I always have the got the guitar and mic port. I can always add something in here, and I've got the USB is currently open. If I'd like to plug something into USB, I can extend a little bit through the SP404 Mark II just to kind of either record or get things in and out. Probably will use that as I bring in like a iPhone or iPad or maybe even the computer to get some more audio samples and recording things in. Next up, I've got the OP1, and this is another one. You can see it's actually triggering. I'll turn this down. I'm actually triggering some of the Akai MPC because I have the USB-C cable here is going into the MPC so that when I go hook this up, I can actually sequence the OP1. The only problem is it's currently set to a MIDI in and out over USB-C. It has both set, so it's, as you can see, sending the notes over, which is fine sometimes, but I was actually sitting on a program and that can be a little complicated or confusing. So usually in the settings, I'm turning that off so it's either only in or out, but it's currently sent out with both. But yeah, another one, it's routed currently to go through as a pre-effect from the mixer to the aux out into the guitar pedals, but I can turn this back up and you can see I can get the audio, I can hear it if I want to, and kind of work with the mixer to adjust the sound. Now, I got the TP7. It's currently off, but it's another one. I got the audio out going into the TP7, and it works great. And again, I can use the aux and go route things back through guitar pedals and do that. So what this kind of looks like is MPC is the brain. I've got the SP404 Mark II, and I've got the OP1 and the TP7 are kind of sound sources, and specifically the SP404 Mark II and the OP1 are my potential for effects or doing some effects. Obviously, the guitar pedals are dedicated effects, and I've got the guitar pedals. They're actually over here on the left. I guess it's just off frame, but the last connector here on the lossy is going back into the Akai MPC. So what that means is I got to route everything through the guitar pedals to get inputs into the Akai MPC right now. It's a little weird, but it's mostly been working great for me. Gets me to kind of use the guitar pedals and effects a little bit more, kind of think about them. And I spent a lot of time going through trying to reduce noise floor and things, so it hasn't actually become a problem for me for re-recording anything yet. So besides that, the only other thing of note, it's just off frame here. Maybe I can pull this down. Maybe not. I don't want to disconnect anything. The USB-C output for the TX6 is going out to my computer, and that's how I'm actually getting the audio, and that's why I'm getting a decent mix down. And the only other weird thing of note, let's see if I can pull this up and get it in frame without disconnecting things. I've got this Dig Dug DIY adapter that's basically taking the TRRS and allowing me to get microphone in and at line level and my headphone jack so that I can hear with the headphones I've got on right now. So it's giving me kind of like a seventh input, and it's got some nice functionality, like it will gate the audio down for everything else while I'm speaking into the microphone. So it's going to make it a little bit easier for me to not have to go back and do mixing. Yes, it means I'm being a little bit lazy, but I'm also trying to keep this system as, I guess, useful, quick, and efficient as possible without having to go through and necessarily keep re-recording videos or go edit them. I don't know. It's just been like the format I've been trying to do. So if I make a mistake, usually I'm just leaving it in. I haven't really gone back and edited videos. Sometimes I'll take them down and re-record them, but I feel like I've kind of hit a consistent flow where maybe I don't have the highest production values. In fact, they're probably about as close to zero as you can possibly get, but just get the information out there for you guys and help you out and understand kind of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And, yeah, we'll start making some music with all this stuff, and I'll start talking through it. Probably change out the guitar pedals from time to time and get different samples and things in here to work with. But yeah, I'm just going to say, everybody, thanks for the continued support. Thanks for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. And remember, if it sounds good, it is good. Peace.